Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Say hello to our dear old pal, Clearwater Chad there.
Hey, everyone.
Thank you for joining us here on August 2nd, 2023. Been a hectic day. We're getting ready to leave out for Vegas tomorrow, so we're going to be in Vegas for 5 days. Just been a lot of running around, craziness getting ready for a trip. So, what's new over there in Clearwater?
Oh, not much. Not much at all. Actually, just regular day out here.
Yeah. Yeah. What was that? That was the pre-show live stream I jumped in on the other day, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Pre-show. We're gonna keep doing that Mondays.
That's good. That works out really well. So, and how did you guys do on views on that? Was it a pretty good crowd in there for that and everything?
Yeah, it definitely was.
Excellent, excellent.
So, Poe, I'm gonna send you, whether you could make it or not. I'm gonna send you an invite every week. Your open invite.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Generally, you guys come on at least a half hour to an hour before my regular live streams do. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's getting up there pretty close. Um, 30 days of live streams, and I think, my goodness, let's see. I gotta look at my official tally on it, but yeah, it's been quite a few live streams every day. It's just been keeping pretty hectic with it. How's that Nissan Leaf doing you?
Oh, every day I love saving the gas every day. Yep.
Yeah, my daughter ended up getting a Kia Soul. To her,
Okay.
it's her. She had a Kia Rio, is what she had. It's crazy. That girl's done totaled out. I don't know how many cars, and not a single one of them has been her fault.
Oh wow. Well, that's good. It's good she
She's like a
makes it out
magnet.
okay.
Yeah, she's like a magnet for it. I forget what the last one. Yeah, I think somebody. Hold on. It would help if I had the microphone over here. Hey, my buddy Dave from Gotta Love Thailand's in the house tonight.
Oh,
Hey,
cool.
Dave. We're getting ready, leaving out tomorrow for Vegas for 5 days. Got my son's going to be in a video game tournament in Vegas there, so figured for his first trip to Vegas, we're not going to send him by himself. We're going to take the whole fam out and go out and see how he's doing. So,
Yeah.
going to be interesting. How's Nitnoy doing? She doing okay, Dave? You gonna tell her Cockle Cop for taking care of the old dirty Santa Claus there. So,
Eh.
so, so any automotive news this week, Mr. Chadwick?
On my not really.
Yeah.
I know we talked a little stuff that you want to talk about, but nothing on my end.
Okay. Yeah. Something that's been getting at me pretty good is the fact of how you go to a car dealership. Well, you go on the actual automotive company's website. You price and build a vehicle, and the problem is, you'll have to forgive me, folks. It's that mid-season change. It's just, my goodness, it is. It's hit me pretty good. So, what I want to do here, I'm going to pull up the screen, and we're going to actually build a. What? All right, looky here. The abused one is here himself. My goodness.
Hey, Dunk.
Duncan, welcome. Finally get to catch us. I know that wife of yours had you trapped over there by the ocean for a while, but it's okay. You're among friends now, and you're in the safety and comfort of the channel here. So, oh, you're making tacos for dinner, man. We're we're gonna be gone for 5 days, so we're clearing the fridge out. We're getting everything that's in there, getting it all cleared out, so we don't come back to a nice little royal problem. So,
Nice.
all right. So you ready to build my dream car there, Chad?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. One of my things is I really like those new Ford Broncos. You seen much of them there, Chadwick?
Yeah, I have seen a couple on the road and a couple in the dealership. Yep.
Now the Bronco Sport, which is over here on the left, I'm not a real big fan of. I just think it looks like you know it's better than the other SUVs I'm seeing out there from the new manufacturers. But on the right, that right there looks like that classic classic Ford Bronco that we all remember from like the 60s and 70s. And I just don't have an extra couple $1 million laying around so I can be able to get my hands on one. But these give you the look of it with the modern technology and everything. And so that's been something I've really been wanting to look into, is getting one of those new Broncos. I love those things. And I can't tell you why. It's just one of those things that it's so you ready to get building here?
Absolutely.
All right. So we're going to open up the build page on it. And what we're going to do, due to combination of high demand and global supply chain constraints, not all models and trims or features are available to order. Contact your dealer for available inventory stock or future availability. Contact your dealer for available inventory of base and Everglade series. Okay. I don't know what that is. I know I'm looking at that's what I'm looking at is the base series.
Yeah.
What is the Big Bend? I hadn't even looked at that. We'll go with that one. I want this thing 2-door. I don't need the 4-door model. Our kids are grown. They've got their own cars. Man, they got better cars than we do now. So I want, I don't need all the 4-door and all that garbage. So I'm just going with a 2-door model, and I'm real basic about it. What is this? Gray? That gray. What color do you think, Chad?
I like green or blue.
Green. How's that looking for you?
I like that.
All right. But since this is my car.
Right. That's what I was just going to say.
Joking. You know what? The problem is they still don't have it in the finish that I want. So we'll go with the green anyway.
All right, cool.
Let's see. How did that affect the price? Because some of them, there's no change.
Oh, cool.
I know, like in the base model, it says that the black is what it comes with. And I don't need high horsepower. This isn't going to be something I'm going to be racing around. Going with the standard 2.3 EcoBoost engine. And we'll take a look at that. This is with a 7-speed manual transmission, only available with a 2.3 EcoBoost engine, optional 10-speed automatic. 300 horsepower. That seems pretty good for a little, off the rack kind of motor, don't it?
Absolutely.
325 foot-pound of torque. Regular fuel, 275 horsepower. That's on premium fuel. Under regular fuel, it's 275 horsepower with 315 pounds of torque. That's not bad. But look at it. Does that even look like an engine to you?
It looks a lot different than the old school,
Yeah.
350s, yeah.
What does this say? I4. It doesn't even say if it's got to be a 4-cylinder engine. But they don't even look like engines anymore. They look like some big biomechanical machine.
That's true.
Drive. Now, yeah, I'm gonna get it. I want it with the part-time 4-wheel drive. Has the electronic shifter on it and all that stuff. Be honest with you, I haven't owned a Ford that's new enough to have the electronic stuff on there. Every one I've had, you've had to get out and literally lock the hubs in on the front of the vehicle. So that's interesting. Electronic shift on the fly. See, I still don't even know if I trust that. Used to be you had to stop, put it into 4-wheel drive, lock the hubs in, back it up like 10 feet, then go forward, and it would lock it in. With these new ones, and that's just probably the old school in me wanting to, go with things that I'm used to. But this new electronic 4-wheel drive, I'm interested to see how they do. Now, quite simply, I've got to go with the automatic transmission. And the reason for that is availability for family if they need to use the vehicle, especially the wife who's burnt out a whole lot of gears on other manual shift vehicles that I've had. Now, if you hear her talk about it, she's been able to drive manual since she was born. But my Toyota pickup that lost its first gear will tell you different. So we'll have to go with a 10-speed automatic transmission. And that's going to raise the price by about $2,000. Then there's the rear axle ratio. I'm fine with the 3738. I'm planning on pulling any huge amounts of weight behind it, maybe a small trailer from time to time. I'm used to, like with my bigger trucks, having the 410 gear, but the 373 seems to be a good all around gearing for that axle. All right. Standard package equipment group. What's a mid package?
Oh, I don't know.
Why don't you? You're supposed to know this.
I know, right?
Yeah, you're the expert on gas powered vehicles. Why don't you know all that? 2-door intelligent access lock unlock. I'm not seeing a whole lot that's coming from these manufacturers that's intelligent. Dual zone electronic automatic temperature control. I'm not really worried about that. Ambient underfloor lighting. Is that important to you? Underfloor lighting?
Not to me.
No. Oh, it's footwell lighting. 110 volt AC power outlet. Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
Yeah. Backside of center floor console. Auto dimming rear view mirror. Again, I could see the use for that. I mean, I don't know how many times I've looked away from cars pulling up behind me and seen stars because they had their high beams on. Don't care about heated seats. Let's see. Illuminated sliding visor vanity mirrors. I really don't care about that. Remote start system available only with automatic transmission. Well, that's understandable. Reverse sensing system. I have no idea what that does. Enhanced voice recognition. Well, mine goes up and down so bad I doubt there's anything they're going to do for that. Ford Copilot. Is that important to you, Chad? You get your Copilot?
Not really, no.
Nah. Connected navigation with 90-day trial, pinch to zoom capability, live traffic, predicted destinations, route guidance, and one box search. And that's $1,500 to add all that garbage on there. You know what? My cell phone's got a navigation system on it. I can go right to something called Waze. No, I'm going to stay with the standard package on it. Sasquatch package. That sounds like some Buffalo style stuff there, buddy.
Hopefully they got the mud flaps.
Let's see. It's got the 17-inch black high gloss painted aluminum with warm alloy beauty ring, beadlock capable wheels. Okay, that's pretty good. Beadlock wheels are a mother to deal with, but the fact is that you never have to worry about a bead blowing off the rim if you're off-roading.
Oh,
so yeah, you'll literally, the rest of the tire will just explode and tear away. But that beadlock, if you got it on there right, man, that'll keep that bead of that tire on there. 4.7 final drive with electronic locking front and rear axle. That's do you know anything about locking axles there, Chad?
No, not really.
Well, with the way it is, you got your spider gear in the center of the axle. That's, or they call it the pumpkin. Then you got the housing tubes that come off there, go to the hubs. With that center gear, the way it works is say one vehicle's not getting any contact with the ground, the other vehicle, sometimes that tire will spin because it has the least resistance on it, or vice versa. We used them in the monster truck industry. We would use locking gears, and that way both tires had the same amount of motor going to them, the same amount of power. So when we would do like donuts, we could do those donuts where the truck literally looks like someone put it on a pendulum and just spun it. Okay. And what that does is both tires are trying to push the truck around. I don't think I want that in a street vehicle, but the nice thing is with the locking front and electronic locking, you could turn it on and off as you need to. And that's, if you're going to do some off-roading, I don't plan on off-roading one of these. I just want it for like the beach cruiser look thing.
Yeah.
They got the high clearance suspension, which means it looks like they've added maybe an inch of lift to it. They've had to get those tires on there. High clearance fender flares.
Nice.
Was that not what somebody was wanting?
That's pretty close.
LT315 BSW mud terrain. They're 35-inch tall tires. And that's the Heritage Edition with you get unique wheels. I'm not really interested in that. I can go with just the stock stuff. I don't need any of that. Something I do think I could use. Let's see. Available on Big Bend, Black Diamond, Outer Banks, Badlands, Wild Track, Heritage Edition, and Heritage Limited Edition. Okay, it's not even available for the one I'm looking at. So let me make sure. I think I was looking at what is this one? The Big Bend. So let me take a look here and see. Because Big Bend is one I was. Yep, it's available for it. So that one I need to have is the towing package. 4-pin, 7-pin wiring harness, which is great for that because you can do multiple style trailers with it. Some of them just have the 4-pin connects. Others have that big round thing. Maximum trailer toll 3,500, varies by series, does not include trailer brake controller. Yeah, I need that though. So
the dealer can install it for a small extra fee.
There's a place right here that's not too far from us. It's probably about a 20-minute drive, and they've done every vehicle that I've had that's needed a hitch put on it. I've gone through them. They've always done just a great job with it. Going with the standard carbonized gray painted aluminum wheels. I don't think they look bad.
No.
Yeah, 32-inch all-terrain tires are included. I'm cool with that. I like the ones that are all seasoned, so I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Not going to get the soft top for it. I like them with the way they are. Hard top, carbonized, gray, molded in color included. So many people, they get used to that, taking the top on and off, and especially with the fabric ones. I just don't see any need for that. The front bumper, don't need that, the super superiority Ford Performance heavy duty modular bumper. Don't want any of these. Most of these things that they're adding on here. Have you seen these where they have the tube doors?
No. Oh, yeah, I don't like that. Yeah.
On all of these, you could pretty much take the doors right off of them. And you see the folks who have them now, they're like with the Jeeps. They take the doors off and they drive around without any doors on them. And what the tube doors do is it gives you the ability to have some protection on that side of the vehicle. I don't need any of these extra things. I can always get my own tire covers and stuff like that. Look at this. It's a cockpit cover. I believe they just called that a car cover in my days, but
yeah.
I think it looks like it's got a diaper on, if you ask me. But,
yeah, they might as well just did the rest of it too.
Mm-hmm. Roof rails. Nah, I don't really need that. Tube step, I need that for the wife. Man, you should have heard her complaining getting in and out of that F-350 I had. Wheel lock kit. Now that's something I could do an extra $90 on, because you know what? I'm not. I can go through our tire place that handles all that, and they'll probably put them on there for me for free as long as I buy the wheel locks. Do you need an engine block heater?
Some people do use them in Buffalo.
Yeah, we get them out here, but mostly it's diesels that folks are.
The question is no, you don't need one.
Yeah, here it is. Oh, okay. It comes standard with the black onyx interior. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it looks very good.
Those seats actually look real nice. Look at that dash.
Wow.
Oh, that don't look like no 1960s, does it?
No.
My wife's cousin lives up in about midway up, and if you walk in the area in between their house and his wife's mom's house, there is an old Ford Bronco sitting there. And I walked up to it and I was like, oh man, I got to get my hands on this. I was willing to make an offer, throw out some cash right there. I put my hand on the side. My hand literally went through the side panel of it. It had been sitting there rotting for so long. When I asked them, I said, how long has this been there? They said at least 30 years.
Damn.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, you're killing me. I'm just going with pretty much everything standard on all this stuff.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Any of that crazy stuff. And we're coming out with a estimated net price of, and you'll notice now it says estimated, of $44,260. So I'm going to just, what I'm going to do is, let me look here at what I'm going to close that out. I'm going to go find a Ford dealer. Metro Detroit Ford dealers. Let's see what kind of pricing they're putting out there for everybody. All right. Let's see here. Metro Detroit Ford dealer near you. This is Bill Brown. And let's see. He's got, he doesn't have the regular Bronco in there. He's got the Bronco Sport. There we go. New Ford Bronco. Let's see what they've got in inventory.
I'll be surprised if they have one just standard like that without it being fully loaded.
Yeah, a lot of them don't generally carry that. He's got 10 of them, and this is something I hate. Every time you go to a dealer site, they got this stupid chat thing keeps popping up, driving you nuts. All right, so we're going to go down to, we're going to do it by lowest price, see how they're matching out. Now, remember the price on this one was $44,260. Let's see how they're looking.
All right.
So we want them all. Well, I'm trying to find if they have any two doors, which I'm not seeing any. Let's see here. This is a Ford Bronco Big Bend, and MSRP is $51,710.
That's not terribly off. I thought you were going to be like 60 or 70,000.
Yeah, well, let's see. Oh, it says it's actually on lot. I was seeing a lot of them saying not in lot, en route. And it tops out around, these are for the Outer Banks models, 60 grand. And that's not a huge uptick in it. But I mean, quite honestly, 44,000 to what is that? 51,000. That's like a $7 grand difference. If you have the AZ plan, you can get it for $3 grand less. But to me, that's just, plus it is the 4-door version. I'm really surprised because I'm going around to some of these dealerships and I'm finding them for a whole lot more money.
Yes, I seen around 60,000 on some of them, but
Yeah, let me pull that up for you guys so you can see. This is Bill Brown out of Michigan. There we go. All right. I'm not the fastest or the bestest. And nothing bad to say about Bill Brown. They've always, anything I've ever heard about him is pretty good. But, it's really surprising because what I used to see a lot of was when you'd look up these vehicles, none of them were in stock. They all said in transit. And now they're actually starting to show vehicles that are in stock. That's nice to see. Let's see here. Who all we got in chat?
Mandy.
We got Mandy. Yep. Marjan.
Yep.
Aaron. Of course. Duncan. He calling you out, Chad. Yeah. Automatic, so you can drink your coffee and talk on the phone and steer with your knee.
Pretty much.
I just put one of them things on there that holds my cell phone and just go Bluetooth with it.
I put it on speaker.
Yeah. The Bluetooth always works for me. He says you can have any color you want as long as it's black. This isn't Ferrari. You can have any color you want as long as it's red. There was we'll have to do an episode about that. there was one of these tech music kids that does the DJ thing and all that. And he bought a brand new Ferrari, and I think it was a vinyl wrap he had put on it. And he was notified by Ferrari, you're violating the purchase agreement when you bought that vehicle. That vehicle, they're to be red and red only.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah,
I
and
didn't know that.
that's pretty much their thing is red in color. And he actually ended up selling it back to Ferrari. Said, "Here, just take it. If you're going to act like that, I want nothing to do with it." And Lamborghini gave him a new Lamborghini to replace the Ferrari and said, "Do what you want with it."
Nice.
So,
You know, I was going to tell you, Poe, not to cut you off, but Tesla's a little picky about that too. I know we talked about it on the last car chat, and I didn't get a chance to interject. When you call allegedly, because people buy the scrap ones,
right?
You have to call. This is allegedly; it's not firsthand, but you have to give them like your VIN number if they won't sell you a part.
Right?
So,
yeah. There was there's a guy he's been on the Joe Rogan show. And he's done other types of, podcasts and such. He bought a Tesla from an auto auction. And I think he bought it for something like $20,000 or so. And he couldn't get any of the parts from Tesla because their way that they look at it is that vehicle scrapped and it's no longer any good because the insurance company totaled it out. So he couldn't get any support from them. He turned around and went to another auction and bought another Tesla that had been, I think that one had been flooded was the problem with it. He bought that for a lot of the parts that go with it. And then he tried to get hold of the original owner of the car, the first car he bought. And he had to pay like $3,000 for the key.
Wow.
And it was pretty crazy. When all is said and done, he basically has a Tesla that doesn't connect to Tesla. He has to do all of his own updates and things like that. And it's pretty interesting because the way that they told him, well, the way he reports it is that he basically Tesla told him that that car doesn't exist anymore. It's been totaled, and we're just gonna, we're not even gonna do anything for it. So he can't get any updates that way. He has to do like the bootleg kind of updates and things for it. But he basically he bought a Tesla. He bought two Teslas. I think he put it all together $35,000 into getting these vehicles. Spent about 6 months rebuilding the first one, and then has it on the road. Sold off all the spare parts that he had from the cars, and ended up paying like $17,000 or something like that. And he has a newer Tesla. So it's it's crazy. Yeah. What is everybody? Let me know what are gas prices where you're at? I see Marjan saying it's $3.80 a gallon there in Arizona. What's it like there in Buffalo? Have you been paying attention?
Whenever I pass by a station,
to
get my coffee, it's about the same, $3.80 for regular.
Here in Detroit area, it's around $3.50 a gallon through to $3.53. But if you go just down south of us in Toledo, gas prices are, Mandy says $4.25. Where are you at, Mandy? And is that per gallon or is that per liter? That's going to make a big difference too. But down in Toledo, it was down to $3.30 a gallon. And I bet my wife's on the evening route. I bet she'll know how the gas prices are down that way. But
I have a story for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I actually had to buy, and this kills me. It puts a little hole in my heart. I told you I have that rental property. I actually have a guy that mows my lawn. I had to actually buy a gallon of gas for the lawnmower.
Right.
Killed me. It's been 3 years since I bought gasoline. My son was with me.
You better put something in that gas.
Well, when I did it, I used the electric lawnmower. Long story short, but anyways, he's got a gas mower. I know, electric everything, but anyways, he got a gas mower. He's like, Jim, or he's like, Chad, pick me up a gallon of gas. I'm like, what? I'm like, all right, whatever, but
Yeah.
And Chaz was like, oh, I've never smelled gasoline before.
Yeah, lean down and get you a good sniff, son, and then you can go to bed for a little while. So, yeah, that's all he needs is burn out some brain cells with that, don't he?
Yep.
My goodness.
Then he was complaining because it smelled in the car because you got to put the,
Now, if you got to look around your gas stations, if you got to buy gas for like a mower or something like that, they have gas that's specific for lawnmowers and things like that. It has less additives and things, and it's usually a bit cheaper than a regular gallon of gas. So now, talking about your electric vehicle and your love for all things electric, I know we were talking about this earlier. There's a company called Oxford PV that has new solar technology that they're putting out. And it says they set a new solar cell world record with it. And at first I was like, oh, wow, that sounds pretty cool. And then when you start realizing just how inefficient these solar cells that we're using, wow. It kills me. And this is from May 24th. A pioneer in the field of next generation solar cells has set a new world record for the efficiency of a commercial sized solar cell, making a significant breakthrough in the drive towards low carbon global energy. The record breaking solar cell converted 28.6% of the sun's energy into electricity. It was independently certified by Fraunhofer ISC. I have no idea what kind. I would take it that's a German company, but who am I? The cell was made by depositing a thin film of material. Oh, you got to kidding me. Perovskite, I guess that's what it is, onto a conventional solar cell. The combined perovskite on silicon tandem solar cell achieves a conversion efficiency that's substantially higher than the mainstream of silicone-only solar cells, which average 22 to 24%. And that's what I wanted to get at was, we talk about solar cells. Everybody wants to go to solar on their homes, and the fact is that it's they're just not as efficient as we think they are. We think that the sun comes down and they're converting all the sun's electricity. But this company's out there and they're talking about the major victory of 28.6%. That's, I'm all for it. We want to do solar in our home, but you're going to make me pay $25,000, $30,000 to put solar panels on my roof. And it's going to take me 10 to 15 years in what I save in electricity bills. To me, I'm just trying to, weigh things out. I use a lot of things that are, I use a lot of 240 volt stuff, welders, the plasma cutter. There's a lot of equipment that I've got that I have to use the 240 on, or the 220. It won't work off the 110. I'm thinking Thailand, Malaysia. They're all 240 volts. Dave from Gotta Love Thailand can tell you that.
Oh yeah.
But my problem with it is if it's not even doing 30%, I'm just wondering, how efficient is that?
Well, I mean, I can give you my example again real quick. I don't know the specifics of it, but I have either 22 or 23 panels.
Okay.
I believe they're 305 watts a piece. My electric bill, except for the maybe 2 to 3 months when there's snow on the panels,
right.
Feet of snow. The other 9 or 10 months, the bill is $18 a month, the interconnect fee. But like you said, I do have a big loan against it. The original loan was $22,000. It's not that much anymore, but still. So right. It's the goal for me was in 20 years to when they're paid off.
Right.
The price of electricity is going to even be more than it is now. So, we're going to be saving that much money, and it'll, there won't be a loan someday. So that's the goal.
Well, what I'm wondering is how effective and efficient will those be in 20 plus years?
I think they're not supposed to degenerate more than 20% in the next. I think I don't know what the warranty was. It was like 25 years or something.
And I'm really rooting for your side on this. It's just before I make the leap on it, I want to make sure that I am actually I'm actually using something that's going to pay itself off and it works better for us.
Let me tell you one more thing real quick. Sorry.
Go ahead.
One more thing real quick. Okay, so if I would have did what the government wanted, they give you a huge tax-free fund for like 2 years.
Oh, do they?
You're supposed to take that money and pay down your panels. I paid down some debt, high interest debt, and which was good. So, but so that if I would have paid down the panels, I would have been winning right now with the. But that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you got the cash to pay for them, you're just going to be straight out. Just you're going to do your savings as you go. For us, we really wanted to look into the Tesla solar roofs, where they look like the clay tiles that sit on the roof and everything. Number one is they're not even available in our area yet. We're on a waiting list to find out. But number two, when you start looking at the pricing for these things, and it gets pretty in depth. And we're also, I was talking the other day, my wife's really good at doing like 5-year plans where we plan on being in 5 years, those kinds of things. And we were talking about the, we're talking about selling the house, moving because the kids are gone. It's just us. It's a big house. We're 2,000 square feet, I think, or if not a little bit more than that. And we want to go someplace where we have bigger property. We want 5 acres minimum with the ability to have our own pond where I can just walk right out and go fishing if I want to. And so we've been, so those are the things we've been looking into. And we're thinking about, if we get a new house, we're going to get solar put on it because that would help out quite a bit. And we're just trying to weigh out all the options on those things, whether or not it's going to be worthwhile for the pricing for us. The nice thing is it's going to cut down our monthly bills on electricity, but how much is our monthly bill going to be to pay off the solar panels as compared to the electricity now? And if we wait a little bit longer, will the prices go down and will we be able to have a more efficient solar system on our house than we would doing it now? And will it be less money because it's becoming more and more mass produced as they go? So Mandy says Pacific Northwest gallons. Okay. Our governor just passed a law where if you want, you can pump your own gas, but it doesn't change the price if you pump your gas or not. Do you have any of those where they pump the gas for you where you're at, Chad?
Not anymore. We do it all, or people do it themselves.
Yeah, we don't have that anymore, but I'm just wondering if maybe what you're talking about is the price per cash versus the price per card, where they're charging like 10 cents per gallon, to charge you to use your credit card. I've always thought that was the biggest bunch of garbage in the world. You're charging me money to spend my own money.
Yeah.
You're charging me a fee. Come on.
Yeah.
Miss Kim, and welcome. I really want an electric car, but I don't feel they're efficient yet. And I don't like how much it costs. If you need a new one, Tesla lasts just after the warranty is over. I've got friends that have Teslas, and they immediately jumped on the bandwagon as soon as the Tesla came out, and they had to get one. They ended up, they still have the brand new, the Model 1 or whatever that's called, and they're well past the warranty on it, and that thing is still running just fine for them. I think, we've talked about that before, Chad, where it's basically hit and miss. Sometimes you get the car that you want and it works great. Other times, you get that lemon.
Just like for, nothing against gas cars, but same when you get a gas car and you get a blown engine or a transmission.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I'll give you an idea. Back in 1994, Chevrolet redesigned the S10 pickup, and they went from the box S10 to the rounded S10 that was more clean. I personally like the old style box look better, but those weren't available when they came out. The only way you could get that styling was still in the Chevy Blazer, the S10 Blazer. I got a brand new S10. It was the crew cab. They didn't have the 4-door version at that time. The long bed, 4-wheel drive, the 6-cylinder motor in it. And it was supposed to be the hunter green down to the bottom body line, and it was going to be silver going around the truck. I ended up going to take possession of my new vehicle because you had to order it, and it would be in 30 to 90 days or whatever. Take possession of my new vehicle, and they had the hunter green down to just under the window, and then it faded into the silver the rest of the way down. And I was like, that's not the color I ordered, but I'm sure going to take it. It looked better than the other way. Well, it wasn't too long after that I got a notice that they were wanting it back. It was a test option on the paint that hadn't been released to the public. And I'm like, no, you sold it to me. You gave it to me. I'm going to keep using it. And the thing is I ended up having major problems with it. And the story I was told was that someone at the plant in New Jersey who was working on the assembly line didn't mate the transmission to the engine properly. And they were causing offsets that were causing different problems, ends up breaking things like transmission mounts. What ended up with mine was in 3 months' time, motor needed a new motor, transmission, transfer case, and rear axle. And GM had to end up taking it in under a lemon, under the Michigan lemon laws. The dealership did, and I ended up with an S10 Blazer. But it's something like that shows you just how just a mistake someone makes on a line, what it can do all the way down the chain of people who have the cars and everything. Let's see, Miss Kim, she'd added something on it. Then it's $25,000 for a new battery pack. Yeah, I don't know what the prices are on them, but I don't think they're cheap. What's it for that Nissan Leaf if you have to get one? Have you looked into that?
Oh, I never looked it up because, especially in the California states, the California low emission states, which New York State is, they're warranted more than like the 7 years. They're warranted for, don't quote me, I believe it's 10 years or 150,000 miles. So
wow.
They're good for 10 years or 150,000 miles for all hybrid and electric low emission parts for there's 10 states that are California.
Oh, okay.
That go off the California laws.
Well, I find it very interesting. California is demanding that by a certain time, all new vehicle sales have to be electric vehicles. They don't even have the grid right now to handle the ones that are on the road. How are you going to be ready in 10 years when you're telling people right now, don't plug your electric car in at night, and because it's taking too much drain on the system? How are you going to be able to justify that in 10 years when nobody will be able to plug their electric cars in? It's just, to me, it's crazy. I think that sometimes I love the grit and determination to want to move forward. The technology's got to get there with you.
Yeah.
And
that's a little too aggressive for me. I agree. It's a little too aggressive.
I don't know. We're talking about renting a car and driving from Vegas over to the California state line. I may see about if an electric car can make that drive, and if it can, take that out and see what it's got. That'd be interesting.
Absolutely.
Let's see, Marjan. I think about 10 years, the electric cars are going to be more affordable. Yeah, but I'm going to be 55 in November, and I don't know if I want to wait 10 years on all that. Here he is, Duncan. Interesting point about the panels. How much bounces off or converts to heat? Where does the rest of the energy go? It goes to the ether. There's no, they can't do anything with it. I have old water heating panels for my pool. Don't know about the efficiency of those. It's really going to depend on how you've set it up and everything. We used to have one of those for ours as well. And I helped a buddy build one for his. He had a privacy fence that was about 130 feet long. So we went down about 75 feet of that and ran PVC all the way down that. Every 6 inches, it would hook and come back and just zigzagged all the way down. And then he put black plastic over top of that and painted the back of the privacy fence black. That would get that daggone pool boiling hot. So I think they're pretty good. I think anything that you do is going to have some kind of reflection policy that's going to come off of it, and you're going to lose efficiency. So, what do you think there, Chad? Do you ever dealt with anything like that?
The solar for the pool?
Yeah, building your own solar system for that.
Unfortunately not. No, it's interesting though.
Yeah, basically, like I was saying, you use 2 panels. On this one, it was the fence as the panel. Then you put your PVC in there, paint it all flat black. All right, the flat absorbs more than the gloss because the gloss will reflect. And then you put a panel on the front, and they got to be touching. And what he did with his was we used some kind of black, like Mylar film or something like that. And you could literally go in there and put your hand in your belt. They'd get so hot in there. And it was some nasty stuff. Miss Kim likes the old style box cars. I do too. It's just they're horrible on gas mileage, and they're if you can upgrade them on steering and all that, they're awesome. So something else I wanted to talk about was something I had seen, and it was from Ford Motor Company. And let's see where this one's from. This one is from Jalopnik, The Cult of Cars, Racing, and Everything That Moves You. Do you think they like cars, Chad?
The
culture of cars, racing, and everything that moves you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, and their title is Ford CEO wants to abolish the dealership experience as we know it. This is from June 2nd of 2022. CEO Jim Farley wants to sell Ford EVs online, getting rid of dealer inventory and turning existing dealerships into high-quality service centers. What do you think about that?
I don't think the dealers are going to like that. I think it's going to really hurt their profit centers. But
well, of course, yeah, they're gonna turn from being dealerships where they're able to mark cars up and they get their cut off of everything into just a service place. But to be honest with you, the way some of these dealers have treated me, I have no interest in dealing with them ever again. There's one right here that's 5 miles from our house, and my son needed a new car. We went online, we looked at dealer after dealer after dealer, finally found one that had the vehicle in stock. We did everything online. It said, congratulations, you've been approved for your new Ford Maverick truck. You go to this dealership. You can go to this dealership in the morning and take possession. We show up at the dealership. The receptionist looks at us like we're crazy. So we went to, she pulls the sales manager over and he's like, nah, that's a glitch with the system. We don't have that vehicle in stock. I'm like, well, what's the one that's sitting right out front there that's exactly the same as what we're talking about? It even has the same order number. And he's like, nope, that one was sold to someone else. And you may think you've filled everything out online, but there's still a lot you have to do here. And I was just like, this is crazy. How are you guys doing this? I went online and wrote a review for them and said, told what had happened, how we were upset about it. And basically they laughed at us and the guy just laughed, turned around and walked away from us while we were there talking to him. And so we ended up, of course, the vehicle that we saw had the same inventory number, was $10,000 more than what it had been quoted online. And so, I did this thing. I went online, did a horrible review of them, how they treated us and everything. And they respond with, please contact our sales manager and let's see how we can solve this problem. I sent them an email like they asked me to do. And we're talking over almost 2 years later, I still have never heard back from them.
Wow.
Yeah. So you really care about your customers. So I don't care if you lose your dealership. If that's the way you treat customers, I'm not really into what you're selling. I'll find someone else to do it for me. So this article, Ford wants to do things differently as it expands into the EV business, electric vehicle. It's spinning electric cars into their own sub-brand, untethered from the time-honored tradition of dealers asking, what can I do to get you in this car today? That's another thing I can't stand about dealerships is they're like vampires waiting for a feast. I've never, there's only a few dealerships. We go to LaFontaine Honda in Dearborn. We deal with Dan LaFontaine personally. He's part of the family, that a huge dealership family here in Michigan. And Dan always gets us taken care of. Matter of fact, the Kia Soul that my daughter just bought, she bought through Dan. My wife's car that she drives bought through Dan. We probably purchased, I'd say, 8 vehicles through this guy, and he's always treated us great. So, and then somebody does right by us, we can, we're always, but he's one of those, he doesn't walk around and, and hover over people. First time we met him, he came out and he says, what can I do for you? We said, well, we're looking right now. He goes, well, here, hand me his business card. He says, when you guys are ready, just come on in and sit down and we'll talk. And he's just been awesome. And it's Dan LaFontaine at LaFontaine Honda in Dearborn. They don't do anything for me. He's just a good guy, and he's always treated us right. So I make sure I throw that out there as well. So it goes on. Months after the news first came out, CEO Jim Farley is doubling down. In a speech today, the executive confirmed that under his new plan, dealerships would get rid of inventory entirely and become high-quality service centers for customers who purchase their vehicles online. And it's pretty interesting. In a presentation at Bernstein's 38th Annual Strategic Decisions Conference, an event that is apparently real and not an Arrested Development plot point, I'd never even heard of it anyway, Farley confirmed Ford intends to sell EVs entirely online. No haggle pricing. Dealer lots full of pre-owned inventory would be gone, and today's existing dealers would pivot to providing service for cars purchased. What's your thought points on there, Chadwick?
I mean, I agree with a lot about what you say with dealerships. My experience has been good though. But I just like to just go in there and just take care of it. I don't really like to do things too. I mean, obviously we're online now, but
right.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to buy a car. I'll go in there, point to the car I want, sign the paperwork, and then just leave.
Marjan says I should get a Toyota Prius. I do a lot of things where I need something that's going to be able to haul stuff for me. So I need a pickup truck, or I need something that has the ability to haul a trailer. And I just don't see a Prius being able to drag a skid steer down the road on a trailer. That would work great for the wife. She's been very interested in them. Our problem is how do you get a used one that doesn't have a bad battery or have the death symbol on the dash there? And that's a big thing for us, because my wife literally puts about 200 to 300 miles on a car a day. I'm doing, let's see, it's 45 miles down, 125 minimum. So about 150 miles a day I put on a car 3 days a week when I'm helping with her courier service. So think about how many, how bad it is for her. She's out there, she's running the night route, which is farther apart. She literally drives from our home over to near Cedar Point, and that's a big distance, and she's doing that daily. So we don't do the we don't like doing the new cars, because it just we burn the warranties out so quick, and it's kind of pointless to us.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
Let's see here, I'll show you right. So it says 95.4 miles just for her to start.
Wow. So,
you've got that. And then she's going to drive back past our house, probably another 15 miles. So she's going to add, 120 on her drive back. And of course, she's stopping at veterinary clinics along the way. And that's going to, that's going to extend her amount of miles that she's putting on there. You can't argue with it. I mean, she goes out, she works 4 hours, and the turnover's awesome. Let's see. Joel McCoy, for me, I have only got 2 brand new cars, one in 81 and one in 02. We'll never do a new one again. Let you guys do that. LOL. Me personally, unless I'm dealing with Dan, I really don't like a lot of the new car people that I've met, simply for the fact they're, like we've talked about, they act, pretty much like they're vampires or crows waiting to drop in on their next meal. And that really just, it kind of wears me out. Hey, Juliana's here.
Hey, Julie.
And Clara, thank you for joining us, Clara, and welcome. Oh, no. Did you see who's here?
No. Oh, Alex. Hey, Alex.
Cracks the whip, right, you lot? Who am I sending to ethics?
Nice.
You know what? You keep that up, Alex. I've seen some of these other live streams you've been doing. KRs are waiting for you. We're going to send them in. And it hurts me because Alex is, born from royalty. So he,
that's what I was advised to.
Yeah. It hurts me to have to do it, but LRH has told us it's very clear we need to get those knowledge reports in.
That's right.
So, so I generally hate the new car experience, but I want one of those Broncos. If I'm not going to get one of those, maybe I'll look into one of the Mavericks, just simply because those little things get amazing gas mileage. They're a truck; they can haul things behind them with the towing package and all that. But I really, for me, I'd love to have an F-150 or a Silverado that's electric. I just don't have an extra $200,000 to throw out for them. Ook Duke, or is it Ook Duke? Hello from Oberndorf, Austria. I gotta look that up. I gotta see where Oberndorf, Austria is.
All right.
And why are you on here so late? We know why Alex is, because he's a day walker.
Yep, he's on U.S. time, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oberndorf, Austria. And I'm not trying to say it to make it sound stupid. That's just, I have problems with spec. Okay, that's really interesting.
Might be the next morning over there, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get this map to open up. There we go. Good Lord. All right, so we'll get that on there so we can see where UB's from. All right, so Oberndorf's over here near the border with Hungary, and you have Slovakia. Now, I've been to, back when it was Czechoslovakia. I've been there when that country was all one. We have Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia Herzegovina. Wow. Serbia. Wow. Yeah, you're over there, bud. Give you an idea. Cool. Here is Italy down here, the boot, and he's up here. Let's see. How far are you from? Yeah, they actually border Germany. So to give you an idea, here we are over here. I'm up here in the Mitten State. You're down in down in Florida. So it's a bit of a ways away from us there. Wow, that's a long ways, Ook. So thank you for joining us. Let's see. Oh, sorry, so who was that was asking me to zoom in a little? Oh, Juliana, I'm sorry. I'm looking at your new, look at that.
Yeah, she's got her channel going.
Look at that. That's pretty cool, Juliana. Make sure you put the link in for Goldie. If you have the link to Juliana's channel, if you could put it up there, please. Juliana's doll babe. She's one of the members of the Never Ends. We love her to death. And you talk about someone who's got their stuff together. My goodness. So let's see. I'm just looking to make sure I didn't miss any other stuff. Okay. She must have been talking to someone else on that. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So, wow. Fort Hood, dead center of Texas. Yeah, that's a fun place. Yeah, everybody let me know where you're from. Let's see, the heart of Texas. Yeah, the stars at night are big and bright. Dun, 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 deep in the heart of Texas. Did you hear Pee Wee Herman passed away?
Yeah, I did. I was surprised.
That actually, the Paul Rubens, that's his name.
Yep.
Got into a bit of trouble decade or two ago over some stuff he was doing, but man, I loved, the kids grew up watching the Pee Wee Herman show and things like that.
Yeah.
Man, that was awesome. Oh, thank you, Juliana. And Apostate, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting Apostate Alex is also moderating here. Yeah, we know you're from the UK, baby. Let's see, UK, baby. Yeah, I plan on we're going to be Alex, we're leaving out tomorrow. We're going to be in Vegas for 5 days. My son's doing the big I think it's the Evo or the E4 big video game tournament out there in Vegas every year. And that's I planned on getting off the plane, kissing the floor and going, Vegas, baby, Vegas. Of course, my wife will beat me half to death for doing it, but it's not like anybody there's ever going to see me again. So Susie Q, yeah, baby, yeah. Let's see, Marshawn, Chandler, Arizona, and now how you in both places at once? And I know you from Kentucky too, but born in Iran. You're going to get pretty much a long distance traveler there. Yeah, groovy, baby, groovy. But where all have you been, Chad? Where have your travels taken you?
Oh, well, believe it or not too many places, but believe it or not, I did go to Florida once.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to
what?
I know, right? For my MLM, I was in. I don't.
Your MLM.
Yeah,
here we go.
I know. Same thing. Say the same type of thing. We're like, oh yeah, you got to go where the leader wants you to go to Florida, and I go to Saratoga a lot in Albany for union business, and that's about
but mostly in state.
Yep.
I've been to every state in the continuous 48s. I've also been to Alaska and to Hawaii. Hawaii is awesome. But
I forgot you do a lot of traveling.
Plus, I've been all over the world.
When we met, you were in Malaysia or somewhere, right?
Yeah, I was in Malaysia the first time we talked, and I was doing my live streams from there. I just love it. I love traveling all over the world. It's just right now it's so daggone expensive that it's hard to justify it. So that's why I haven't done any big travels. But with this thing with my son, we wanted to make sure that he got a chance to go be part of this and enjoy his time there, see what Vegas is all about. But we didn't want to send him there to Vegas by himself and have to deal with all the garbage that goes on there. So I'm trying to pull up a couple of pictures here, show you guys. These are just in my recent travels.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago, Malaysia.
Yeah, Malaysia's back at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, 6 months.
So I'm just pulling up some pictures from some of the recent stuff that I've done, so I can show. Right. So this one is from my favorite city, one of my favorite cities in the world. Right now, it's bouncing back and forth between Tokyo and Bangkok, Thailand. And this one is actually from Tokyo. It's on top of what's called Hotel Gracery in Shinjuku. And the district there, Ikebukuro, I believe, is the district that's in there, and that is with the life-size Godzilla that's on top of this building. And if you do like a Google map of it and see it from the street view, if you watch in my opening videos, it shows the it shows it in just a little clip there, but it's actually one of those places we love Tokyo. My kids love it. There's just so many cool things you can do. Trying to find, you can actually rent a Godzilla room at that hotel. It's not cheap, but it's pretty neat. Google's done all this funky stuff with their maps and everything now. It's crazy. I'm trying to find it here on the map so that we can pull that up, go to the street view. Yeah, there it is.
That looks cool.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it right there. Yeah, and believe me, there's actually a video in my opening video. You can see where I'm doing a spinning video of it, and it's right there from this spot that we did it. That's crazy that it came up like that. We'll go back a little bit so you can see it better, but it's crazy because every hour on the hour, let me project that up there so everybody can see. Every hour on the hour, starting at like 10 a.m., the Godzilla you start hearing Godzilla walking down the thump kind of sound. And then here it is. It does the whole thing where it does the Godzilla roar, and it does the steam coming out of the mouth and lights and strobe lights and all that. But as you're coming down the street, you can literally see this from all the way down at the main road, which is probably about a quarter of a mile. But here it is at the top of Hotel Gracery, and there's our old pal Gojira sitting up there, just chilling out. And that photo I showed you, that was actually from, when I was standing there on top of it, because you can go out on an observation deck and you can see the Godzilla head there. You can go right up to it and watch everything that goes on. I've actually got a clip of us sitting there. I think we were eating when it went off one time, and it was just, it was crazy. You could feel the whole building. What is this, Alex? Pomojis or Epojis? What are you talking about? All right, I see you're up to something there. Let's see here. I know you're up to something. Joel, in all my travels and my 69 years in life, I have never been anywhere I like better than Colorado. So I just stay home. Yeah, the old man thing is part of it. I'm a nomad, and I love traveling internationally. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, funny, are we, huh? Yeah. I see what you're doing there, Alex. He says his statement is nice. Where is it? This guy. My goodness. Nice pick of Poe, but who's that guy at the bottom? So, all right. Thank you, Alex. Your support and love is amazing to me. This one is from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and that's the Twin Towers. And I think up to like 4 or 5 years ago, that was the world's tallest Twin Towers.
Wow.
And if you look there in the center, you see the bridge that comes across on the two of them. I actually got up there on that bridge, which is the highest elevated bridge in the world. It's got some kind of special thing that it has. And then this last one, that one is from Bangkok. That's in the Bon Chok neighborhood in Bangkok, Thailand. I was getting ready to get up and go get my morning coconut smoothie. And if you check that out in my videos, let's see. Here's an interesting one. What country has good, clean gas stations? Honestly, you get outside of the U.S. and every one of them are clean. You go to a lot of places, especially over in Asia, period, and they have people there that actually pump the gas for you. It's like the old style. What do you call it? It's like the old style gas stations we used to have here in the U.S., where they come out, check your oil, and do all that stuff. Let's see. Wow, I didn't know you were an auctioneer, Joel. Can you do that? Hey, 55, 25, 30. Can you do all that stuff? That's pretty good. Let's see, Alex. USA, like 4 times the price of gas in the USA. We have something stupid like a 200% tax on fuel. Yeah, I find it amazing that they get away with saying, "Oh, we're going to put a tax on this to spank you for doing it." It's a punishment tax. I see with a lot of stuff, and to me, that's incredible. Let's see, is that the Petronas? Yeah, that's what they call it, the Petronas Towers. Or am I pleased to see you? Not if I'm doing 2 at once like that. That's a bit crazy. So Chad and I were looking earlier, and I went to a website a lot of you may know. If you don't know of it, I don't know where you've been because they're huge. And it is called Alibaba.com. And I just wanted to see, just for its and giggles, oh, you are an auctioneer, have been for 25 years. I get paid to talk fast. Got one on Saturday. All right. Good luck on that. Hope you hope everything works out great. So Chad and I were talking about electric vehicles and all that. And I wanted to see, what you can do. Because I know that if you go to Alibaba, you can buy pretty much anything. You can buy diapers all the way up to buying your own industrial crane. That's like a 50-ton crane. So we went to that site, and literally I just typed in electric car in the search and hit it. And the first one that comes up, it's from some company called BACI, and they have this is a sale promotion. If you buy 2 to 3 of them, you can get them for $7,600 a piece. And it is a low price Chinese brand, high speed 4-door, 5-seat electric car, a 2022. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, what? And it's got lithium batteries, 500 to 600 kilometer range on it. It's pretty interesting. And then on top of it, ooh, look at that. That's how it looks. So
yeah, they're surprisingly sharp.
Yeah, I mean, but I've also seen the Chinese cars in Southeast Asia. I mean, that looks like an Audi back end to me.
Yeah, it does.
So, and you see a lot of things that are taken from other manufacturers. Like this right here looks like more of a Dodge, maybe a Chrysler style front end with the big woven grill and the body lines cutting like that. Let's see here. The lower edge of the door panel is decorated with blue trim, and the hub cover is decorated with the same color. I don't know about if I'm interested in that. That kind of looks goofy to me, but I don't know. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary either.
Yeah, I know. I'm not wanting to go with a pastel blue. New color LCD instrument panel can display battery power, battery voltage, speed, and another. It better show me all that.
Yeah.
Instead of can, but one of the big problems is a lot of these things, they end up with the translation so bad of them. According to the use of characteristics of electric vehicles, IEV 230 only set the reverse, neutral, and drive gear. Well, yeah, I mean, do you really don't need anything than that? In your Leaf, does it just have like park, neutral, and drive? And
reverse? Yeah, that's exactly what it has. Yep.
Yeah, so what I see with that is, it's a standard thing because they don't have transmissions like your average cars. The more power you put to it, the more it builds up to it. Let's see. This talks about the interior looks pretty kicking, if you ask me. I'm really liking that red stitching on the black leather there. The only problem I've got with it is that doesn't match up with the pastel blue on there. In terms of battery, the Tenerary lithium battery pack used by the IEV 230 has a capacity of 39.2 kilowatt hours. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't, unfortunately.
Yeah, I have no idea on that. A cruising range of 230 kilometers. AM to miles, and that will come 230 kilometers, 142 miles.
That's pretty low, actually.
What's that?
That's pretty low for a brand new car.
Yeah. So as I go on down, I'm looking. That was the first one that popped up, and then there's we have here a 600 kilometer. It says 600 kilometer electric hot sail. Who is this made by? BYD is the name of the company, and it's from Hainan, China. Pure electric, 5 doors, EV car, 5 people, battery electric vehicle, customizable. It doesn't say a whole lot about it though. And we'll zoom this in because I think this is a slamming looking car. So 82 kilowatt hours battery power. It says 605 kilometer cruising range, 140 kilowatt motor power. So I have no idea. That's one of my biggest problems is I just don't understand enough about the kilowatts and things like that. You drive one daily, you should know better, but I know nothing about all that stuff.
I just know how many miles it says on the screen, and it's good to go. Yeah. But no, you're right. I do want to know more.
That interior looks amazing. You know, it looks online with a lot of these others that you're seeing out there. My goodness. I want to get a bit. There's your car right there. Center top, pastel green.
Wow.
Don't they look like one of those little Jeeps?
I'm not seeing it on the screen.
Let me see what we're seeing here. Oh, of course, because it's doing a different page.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me stop. And
no worries.
I didn't realize that. That's my bad. Okay. So we'll go back up to the top. I'll show you. Look at that.
Yeah, that's sharp.
I think that's pretty kicking.
Yeah.
It has a lot of the same stuff. What I don't understand here is what's going on underneath the hood of it.
The orange is the high voltage wiring.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's the wiring you do not want to touch when the car is running.
Dare you lick it?
Yep.
Dare you lick it? Here's some other cars, other vehicles that they make. This one really looks like some kind of Buick or Lincoln on the left there, the maroon one. The middle one, to me, that's pretty slick. That's like some futuristic look there. The white one, I'm not digging that grill on that thing. It looks like maybe a Mercedes or something like that with a different kind of grill. And then right here in the center, the pastel green one, that says Chad all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a mixture between one of those Nissan Cubes and the what do you call it? The Nissan Cubes and the Jeep Patriot. But here's what's killing me. We're looking at this vehicle right here, the one that's on the screen. You see it there?
Yep.
It says $3,000 for one.
Yeah, that's insane.
I don't see how that works out.
Yeah, I don't either.
And I don't know if I'm going to trust that that's actually going to come out the way I want it. But literally, I mean, when you see what's going on with these, Ford wants to do away with the dealerships and things like that. They've got to be able to compete with like your Teslas and groups like that are putting out these vehicles that are much less expensive. You don't deal with a dealership. Now you order something from, say, Alibaba, it's got to be DOT certified. It's got to be able to meet all the requirements to be on the road in the US. Or if you're living in Europe, it's got to meet EU standards. And the problem I have is if something goes wrong with it, how do you get it fixed? And how much is it going to cost you? I mean, they're pumping out some amazing looking vehicles. And but when I was in Malaysia, there's a Malaysian car company called Proton. You see their cars all over the road. And when you're looking at it, you're paying like $20,000 for their SUV. And if you were to buy, say, a Jeep or, something in that range, they have a 200% import tax on all those vehicles. So that's why everybody's driving the Protons, because they're so much less expensive. Oh, and Goldie, thank you for that 5-month membership, darling. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you, Goldie. So, all right, Chad, well, you got anything else you want to talk about? We're heading into an hour and 20 minutes here, and this is Car Talk with Chad and Poe. So what's Chad got to say?
I'm trying to think. I think we covered a lot, I was impressed we got into the solar stuff too today. Really happy about that.
Yeah, the Leah Remini lawsuit stuff? Is that what you're
talking about? Yeah, that's no, I said it, I'm happy we talked a little bit about the solar stuff too.
And did you see the stickers that that Vanessa and I haven't talked to her yet. I've talked to Vanessa probably 100 times. Her partner on the Degraded Daughters channel. And I know I'm going to get beat for this, but Been talking to her quite a bit. Amazing, just beautiful person. Really sweet, and she's going through a lot of garbage that she shouldn't have to. And been helping her out best as I can. So she sent me a little present in the mail, and it was a Degraded Daughters sticker and an F Cancer sticker.
That's beautiful.
Well. Yeah, and I love the fact they got the little Chihuahua on there.
Nice.
But yeah, she sent that out just as a thank you. I really appreciate it. They're great people. They've got Jeffrey Augustine is really helping them out with a lot of stuff, and then they wanted to talk to me about is one degraded being that okay, I was nice. Let's see, Vanessa is one degraded being, that's for sure.
Nice. Oh, so, Paul, I did have something.
No,
yeah, I know, right?
No,
I know, right? We almost, I know, because we're wrapping up soon. After this, guys, Denver Steve-O's doing what's it called, Xenu Nation after this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Let's see here. Marjan wants to know if I would like Colorado. I think Colorado gets a little too hippie-ish for me, and then a little too expensive in a lot of places, but it has amazing the country there, all the mountains and all those different things. I like Colorado. It's just for me, it's not my kind of crowd. For a lot of people that I see, once you get away from the main towns and everything, it gets more towards my liking. But yeah, just I don't want to go to Boulder. I don't want to go to Aspen or Aurora. Wow, Sandy Bauer's phone is overheating. She can't come on.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Yeah. So, and we got the link up there for Juliana's channel, and I think Apostate Alex.
Oh, cool.
I don't even know what you're talking about, Alex. Are you sleep deprived or something? Here we go. Joel, Colorado may not be heaven, but it must be on the way. The landscape is amazing. I'm not going to argue that. And, someone who grew up around the Appalachians here on the eastern side of the United States, you think you got some mountains till you get out there and see those Rocky Mountains. Those are some mountains. But when you go to Nepal and Tibet, and you're standing there at the base of the Appalachians, the Himalayas. Oh my gosh, those are monstrous. Stand at the base of Everest, looking up. It's like you're looking up for forever. Mount Fuji in Japan, same way. You can actually see Mount Fuji from Tokyo. That's what's crazy. Yeah, agreed, Marjan. The rivers are beautifully clean there. There you go, Goldie. How much do we love the Degraded Daughters? They're awesome.
They are.
Unfortunately for me, normally when they get on there doing a live stream, I can only jump in, say howdy, and get out. But because I'm usually driving when they're on. Yeah, they're awesome. Love the Degraded Daughters. Love what they're doing. They're just great people. Colorado rivers are so clean and nice, and yeah, I gotta agree. But isn't that where Coors is bottled from, with that Colorado water?
I believe so. That's where Smokey went to get the beer, right? Or the family went to get the beer.
That ice cold beer coming off the mountain. I was born and raised in Aurora, lived in Denver till 98, came out to the high plains, will never go back to the city, small town. That's you just said it exactly the way I feel about it. That's why I love where we're at here in Michigan. We can literally jump in the car and we're 10 to 15 minutes from, major stores, major groceries, all those kinds of things. But where we're at, when we first moved in, it was a lot more, you had a lot more privacy and you didn't have to worry about things. But yeah, it's getting to the point out here where this is all growing up. You've seen all these ghastly looking homes that they're building, big, huge, like 8-room homes and things like that take up 90% of the lot. We want something that's small, something convenient for us. We understand we need something probably 3 bedrooms because the resale value on it is higher with a 3 versus 2 bedrooms. But, 1 story, not have to worry about my old busted up knees trying to walk up and down stairs. And, I want it big enough I can have my own pond, and it's completely surrounded by trees and overgrowth, so that if I want to walk out in my underwear and go fishing in my pond, I can do it. I ain't got to worry about nobody looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I just don't want anything. It's nice. You can go in a lot of these towns. You can walk around town in the evening, go get your mocha latte and stuff like that. Just give me a nice black coffee, and good times with people that I love, and I'm happy with it. Let's see here. All right. So anything else you want to add there, Chadwick?
No, just like I said, next stop, Denver Steve is Xeno Nation.
Excellent. All right, folks. Well, thank you for joining us. It's going on an hour and 30 minutes now. We thank you so much. We appreciate each and every one of you that come out. We know it's your evening time and all that. And well, not for some of you over on the west side of the. I will be joining you tomorrow. We're flying out from Detroit Metro to Las Vegas. And while I'm there, I'm actually going to be meeting up with Mark Fisher and Janice Gillum Grady. We're going to have a nice coffee and everything and have a good time, just sitting down and actually talk, not worry about any of the COS garbage. Just enjoy having, a nice, meaningful conversation with people that I think are salt of the earth. I think Mark and Janice are amazing. They have great stories about their time in there, and they're really good people. And everybody wish luck to my son. It's going to be his first major. It's going to be his first major gaming tournament that he's going to. So, please throw your love out there, and of course, keep us in your prayers for safe travels to and from. And as always, folks, life is short. We get one shot at it. Make it count.